Hello, everyone. Hello, Paula. Welcome back to Start It's Your Time podcast. We are excited. If you're watching the recording right now, you can see that we are three. We're having a guest with us, and we're going to share in a minute. But just wanted to say welcome. Hi, everyone. So happy to be here.
Yeah, this is exciting because, well, first of all, we had people asking where the podcast was. So by this time, people know that we do have a podcast out already. We are coming back,
Yes.
but we also are changing things up a bit, which is so exciting. And we thought, you know what, like, let's get some people in the mix. And we're super excited to have Carolyn here with us because she also is a member of It's Your Time.
Mhm.
But she also has a really cool story. And I was really interested when I was reading all the stuff that you had sent us pre booking this. And I was like, I do really think a lot of people are going to relate to your story and be able to learn something. So I'm excited to have you here. And we do have your bio. So I think let's maybe kick off with that and get everyone familiar with who you are.
Yes, let's do that. So I don't want to miss anything, so I'll go over my notes. But basically, you are back to town with your five kids. Five.
Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment.
Let's take a moment. Five kids after living on a range for over 6 years. You spent nearly a decade studying. So you have your BA in marketing, an MBA, a law degree, all while starting a family, which is absolutely crazy to me. You've been a licensed realtor for over 10 years. I met you, I want to say a couple years ago now. Is it 2 years ago? Yeah, time is flying.
Yeah, through your soon-to-be husband. So I did training with your hubby. So that's how I knew you before you
Yeah.
knew who I was. So I was like, I know things about you.
Oh my God,
But
that's
I kind
funny.
of met you through the grapevines of him sharing your story too. So
Yeah, that's anyways, it's so cool. So basically you've been doing all of this. And your favorite, I guess, client is obviously, I think the moms recently separating, because as a realtor, you get to help them make a really big decision in their new path. Your life took a turn in 2024. You've been dealing with burnout and depression, and we really want to talk about that. I think you said you isolated yourself for like a year from social media, really trying to discover, all right, who am I? Where am I going from here? And really find your new purpose or chapter, I guess, of life. So we're really happy to have you, Carolyn McGrath. Thank you so much for being here.
thank you for having me. Rachel Hollis, I went to see her years ago in Toronto, and she always said you should never share your storming during the storm. And I think it's a really good time. If you
Mm,
called me last year, I'd be like, fuck that. Sorry, never mind. Like I cannot share my story. I'm
yeah,
in the midst of it too. So to me, it's a
yeah,
very cool way of being able to stand strong as a new version of myself, reminiscing about those times. And maybe
yeah.
I'll get emotional, maybe I won't because it's a story to tell. Um,
Mhm.
so I'm super pumped. I think it's time for me to kind of open up for those that knows me and people that don't, then you're not alone if you're struggling. So
Yeah, I think that's
Mm,
so powerful because I do know
yes.
that there's so many people and like your story feels a little like extra in a sense because you also have like I think a lot of people can relate to the separation, the burnout, things like that, but you
Yes.
also have five children, which I think actually makes that it's just that it's like extra, like it's holy.
Yes.
That's that and the all the studying you've done and all the things that you've navigated over the past several years, it's definitely a lot. So I'm just curious like how are you today? Like how are you
Mhm.
showing up today?
well, today I'm showing up fantastic because, like I was saying, I was actually 5 minutes late for my 8:45 because I forgot I had an 8:45 that I booked myself. But I was like, you know what? I did my garbage. So that's tick tick for the day. Today I'm feeling good. I think that going through rough days kind of make you appreciate the mundane of just like not crying all the time. Like sometimes
Right.
Yeah.
like, this should make me
Yeah.
sad, but I was like, but it's okay not to cry. Like it's okay to have built a little bit of resilience for life. But it definitely takes a toll. You're no longer naive. Um,
Mhm.
and it kind of takes a big chunk of like your, yeah, like just that kind of little girl inside that thinks that everything's going to be okay. Because when you go through such a hard time with five kids or none or whatever maybe, it changes you as a person. And that's kind of the version of me I am today.
Yeah.
Mm. I really like this is like not even on our questions, but as we're talking, I'm like just trying to like picture it like so as a single mom on I'm not sure what's your arrangement with the kids. Like, do you have them
Full
all the
time. So that's a very good question, and I'll be quite honest. So I have five kids, one with one and four with four. My oldest has just recently, which is very traumatic too. We had a huge fallout, and he has chosen to be with his dad, which is a lot of shame, right? You want to be the best self, and you want to be this powerful powerhouse and think that everything's great with a white picket fence. And the
Hmm.
reality of it's not. Whether you're a great mom or angry mom or mom with issues, there's no correlation. You can't really predict what your family will look like. And for years and years, I would cry at every special occasion because I thought at 22 that I would have one family and I got to have two. And it just looks very different.
Hmm.
Mm,
So I think for me, so I have one's with his dad, more often than not. I always like to say like I did the first half of his life and then some, and then his dad is wonderful. His wife is absolutely incredible. I'm very blessed to have a very stable and supportive side for him to help him grow. And maybe my turn will come
mm,
where he will come with me more. And to be open with that. Uh, if you are through separation or custody battle or agreement, it's very tough because you
mm,
think you have control, but things change really quick. So for me,
Yeah.
on top of that, on top of being burned out and depressed, that happened too. But I think it happened for him and for our relationship. And then I get to have four little ones full time. Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
like trying
full
to
time.
it's so when I'm feeling down and tired or whatever, like I know that I have someone here that can like take over for like an evening or whatever. But it's like when you have them, that's why I was asking, like when you have four full time, you're
And they
never
all have
off.
like
Like how
opinions
do you
now. And I think, and it's so funny because last week my youngest one is very close. She saved my life. Emily, if you watch this replay when you're old, she saved my life. She's my angel. She came to this world. We got separated in March and she was due in May. Right at COVID is when we split up the first time. I had her and then we split up full time when she was a couple months old. She saved my life. She's the reason why I'm here today. She's the only reason why I'm here today. Not because the other
mm,
ones I don't love. It's just she was an infant and she needed me to keep my shit together in 2020 during COVID.
right,
Um,
right.
so we had this really strong bond because I was with her all the time. And she keeps me grounded. You know, she's my favorite in a different way. They all have a very great aspect of them that I love and they love about me. Um,
Hmm.
but for me, having her around gets me just going. She's so sweet. And so last weekend, so if you're separated, you know, my schedule is they go with their dad every second weekend. So I do have them full time for the majority of the of my life. Every second weekend they go to their dad. You have 2 days every 2 weeks to clean, rest, shower, go to the
Oh my goodness.
friends and rest, go to church, work because you have to work. I own a couple businesses. So you have 48 hours to do such thing and you hope you don't get sick, but generally you do. Right? Like you just
Because
hope.
your body knows it's your time to, yeah.
How do you manage all of this? Like, and I have, like, Paul, you said, like, it's a lot. I've always been a lot. I don't have one dog. I have three. I don't have one kid. I have five. I don't have one business. I have three. Like, it's just
Oh
who
my
I
goodness.
am.
Oh,
But I always
Yes.
get kicked because the last weekend, I didn't have her. So 2 weekends ago, her dad dropped them off, whatever, to drop off the bags. And she's like, I'm staying with you. I was like, no, you ain't. In my head, I was like, I need to rest, clean, nap, eat. Like I got so many things to do. So I got her a bonus night and I brought her to a volleyball tournament because I booked my sports according to them being gone. So anyways, I was just looking at her and I was like, you damn girl, like it'd be like your hubby or whatever being sick and you have to bring a kid to your podcast. It's like I did not calculate my energy not
Right.
burden. There's one kid that's five. Like, how hard can it be? But it's a 5-year-old under your
yes.
watch. So
Did I hear you say that you also you're doing volleyball as well? Like you do
Oh,
sports?
girl, I do so many sports. I do so much
Oh my.
rowing, I do yoga, and that's what it is. I have such a big personality. Like I play volleyball on Sundays. The kids come in tow. I played on softball team and tournaments. My kids all came to all those too. So I've developed an ability to bring my kids to things, but
Okay.
it's something really cool. It'd be like going to the spa with a kid. Like I brought kids into like a pap test before because you have to do those things.
Oh my gosh.
Separated though, and that's the bonus. I've cried for years about not having my kids, and then it clicks where you get to like I'm super pumped today because I have a Christmas party and my parents are keeping the kids tonight so I can go and have a Christmas
Have
party.
fun.
So
Love
I
that.
get an extra day to clean beds. Like, is this where life is when you actually get butterflies because you have an extra day to do laundry? But you get to develop this, like I'm super pumped. Like I don't have the kids this weekend and I'm super pumped next weekend because I get the kids. So it's
Right.
the silver
Mm.
lining and what it looks like. I have kids in hockey, so it's a lot of like kind of shuffle around.
Yeah.
I have to be very mindful. Like sometimes his parents will take some of the kids for hockey. So my family it doesn't have a cookie cutter what a Friday night looks like. So by example, we do family nights on Monday. Sure shot, they're always with me. Before
Okay.
it used to be Friday nights. So we could kind of, but then it was only 2 Fridays a month. It wasn't enough. So you get to kind of like work around your schedule. I'm a realtor, I'm a business owner, so I don't have a week and a weekend.
Right.
I work Sunday, so Monday's my Sunday, right? And that's okay. You kind of just get to look at what my kid's schedule looks like. And it's usually in quarters. Like actually it's two. Hockey season or not hockey season is usually how it
Mm.
works. And then you kind of get to change your schedule and your where you put your energy depending on
Right.
the season. I'm very season like, oh, I'm so pumped. I love fall, love winter. Like I was in bed at 8 the other night. And that's okay.
I
Totally.
mean, I'm gonna be honest, if I were you, I'd be in bed at 8 o'clock every night as well. Like
I love it
just you
too.
describing everything that you touch and that you're responsible
Yeah.
for and like what you do, like you still seem like you have so much energy. Like it really feels like you're so truly like I'm listening to you and I'm like, you seem so capable of like handling all of it. Like
Yeah.
you're still in sports and you're doing all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I have that level of energy, but you also described that you did go through a burnout. And
Well,
so,
let's tidy that up. So you see the energy that I have and everything that I love doing,
yeah.
that was taken away. Just
Okay, so what made you feel? I guess I'm just curious about somebody with your energy, and you
Mm.
have always had so much going on, it seems like. And so, like, what made you realize, like, okay, what I'm feeling, this isn't normal. Like, this is different. And and what was it that like triggered that burnout?
I think for me, quite honestly, and it's super funny. So when I got separated in 2020, I had 4 kids full time at that point, and I had an infant with me, which makes 4 + 1 5. I lived on a farm with over 30 animals. I don't want to talk about the farm. That's another podcast as is. But for the years of me having a farm and animals and always just adding more,
Hmm.
it kind of gave me that out. It gave me that like I can do hard things. F this, I don't need him. But with all of those things came a lot of anger. I think the first two some years of my separation, I coped through anger and resentment. And that gives so much power. There's nothing worse, or actually, there's no better fuel to do something than someone saying you won't make it. Watch
Hmm.
me. So I think for me, I've done all those things and like I'm a lot more calm. Imagine I'm a lot more calm now. So I think for me, my nervous system was fueled by fear, by anger, resentment, and just this like, God bless me for not having postpartum depression because I don't think I would have been able to. I'm very blessed in that sense. But what
Hmm.
else happened after 2 years? You know what happened? I got happy. And happy people don't feel angry. And happy people don't have that boost of, whoa, right? Happy people glide. And I remember at that time, I was telling to my partner at that time, I was like, why am I sad all the time? Things are actually good. And
Hmm.
that's honestly, quite honestly, my depression and burnout got pushed through that survival mode for years and years. And what really got me thinking that I was in the midst of a burnout was actually when I got happy and I wasn't able to stop crying. Like everything was
Mm,
fine, right?
Mm,
Because everything was good. There's no more fires, there's no more urgency, and I lost my anger. So I lost
right.
pep. And quite honestly, during COVID, if you live on a ranch, it's heaven. My property was the coolest, 75 acres, horses and things, and so many things to do. So if you want to have a COVID, um, 2.0, come to the house. It was amazing. I had a beautiful property. I call it $1 million house. It was absolutely stunning. It had everything I needed. And then what happened? Things started to open up. So the expectation was to bring the kids to school, pick them up at a certain time, go to meetings, go and travel. So all the time and energy that I had, I actually got to rest at home in the safety of my home. When that opened up during COVID, it was just too many much. I couldn't keep a home, do the lawn, do all those things that I had time to do because the
Right.
expectation was for me to show up, to go to those meetings in person. And as a mom, hybrid is the best. Like literally, I don't know if you saw me, but like I have been on sick watch for the last 6 days. Well, that takes a toll. What I could not do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday has to be replaced. During COVID, when that happened, is that I had to be home, stay at home, take care of a home, but also be a realtor and be at hockey and be at those sports in person.
mm,
It it's like it just kind of went into a tunnel. The funnel just could not anymore. And when I really crashed, I'll be quite honest, for 2 months I did not get out of bed much. And it's
Mm,
mm,
almost like you're in a coma and you're so self-aware that you are not okay. And I sat there for so long and it was either I could get up or I could shower or feed my kids. It was one or the other. And I have a great support system. My friends, everyone came to the rescue, but I'll be quite honest, I was in a fog for months. It is the craziest thing to be in bed and just not be.
mm,
So I would do
yeah.
this minimum, like I could do one appointment a day. That's it. I could do one outing. So if I played sports after supper, I had to sleep all day in order to get up to do it. I
mm,
stayed pretty true to what I wanted to do, but it's like whenever you're in a plane and they shut everything on takeoff, everything was shut down just to get up, right?
Mm,
No more fun. It was no more meal planning. There was no more of what made me me because all I had to do was make sure I got out of bed and like minimum, like
right.
effort. No, it took all my effort to do minimum actual action. So it was so shameful. Like, how dare I just crash like that? But my body had a funny way of doing it. It did it to rest. I was dealing through a lot of shame, a lot of defamation at that point. So my burnout was triggered. It was always there, but something triggered it that I could not control.
Mm-hmm.
It shut down my brain and my body. So it's either I could think or move, but I couldn't think and move at the same time. Super.
Right.
mm,
Yep.
So I have two questions. So you said that you had a great support system and that everyone came to the rescue. Like, were you able, when you were in it, like, did you ask for help?
I had no choice.
Okay.
It's not
mm,
even I couldn't even articulate. I couldn't even think. You know you're sick. I know I'm sick if I can't yoga or if I can't read. I
Mm,
couldn't even do the basic of of what makes me happy. I did not read a book for 6 months. If you know me longer than 5 minutes, like I have like libraries of books. Like I live,
yeah.
and that was okay. That
Mm,
was okay. My parents are very close, and that's when I was planning to move anyways. But when that happened, it was just a burden because I lived out of town. Um, but yeah, and some days, literally, I would see myself just having someone at the house and just watch me, or I would just sit
mm.
somewhere and just be there. It was like
okay.
a shell of a person. It was really, really weird. It's like literally, I don't know how people cope with that long term. Um,
So what did you think? What started to like, obviously there was like one day where things started to get better, right? Like it
Open
happens
church.
over time, but like there was like one day where it was like, you know what, I'm feeling better. Like, how did that look? Like what was that made things get better?
Well, oh my gosh, I hear horror stories of people saying like I went to bed in 2024 and I woke up in 2025.
Hmm.
I'm very lucky because I'm super like I'm so goal oriented. Even if I'm at my lowest, I'm like, I'm gonna give myself 3 months, 2 months. Um, Once summer turned around, I was able to rest. What a perfect timing. Like the universe is so nice to me because it literally happened during the summer times when there's no structure, when it was a free for all anyways. My parents are retired and my ex-in-laws are too. So my kids were able to have a normal summer. Whether I was
Mm,
normal, questionable. And when back to school happened, they were able to get into a routine and I was able to get the momentum little by little.
Okay.
So I would say I was not okay for a very long time, but I started to show up for myself months, maybe literally 3 months after.
Okay.
mm.
Myself a
What
October 1st.
were your kids like? Obviously, they felt that you were different. Like, were they kind of old enough to understand what was going on, or how did that go?
They've seen me not okay. And I think for me, I was just so, you know what? Quite honestly, maybe they'll go to therapy over it. But I think I've been so open with them and I was with them alone for so long that they've seen me not okay. And
Mhm.
I made that okay.
Mm,
And my daughter stayed with me the entire time. Very little did my daughter, hopefully I didn't mess her up. You know, you never want to be the reason why your kids go to therapy, but my daughter stood by my side. And at that point she was 4, so she was very like she could express if she was hungry and what she needed.
Right.
mhm.
Stood by my side. Honestly, she would just play in my room while I napped all the day. And sometimes you're
Yeah.
not even sleeping, you're just there like a hollow of a person. And she would help me with the dog. She would just kind of make sure I got up. She made sure I see the day as the day and the night as the night, because if not, it would just become like a big blob.
Wow.
So yeah, they've seen me. How can you not?
Yeah,
To
exactly.
be ashamed about. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yeah.
I don't
But that's
know.
it. You showed them that like it's okay to not be okay, but they also
Yeah.
see that you are okay now. So they know
Yeah.
that there's two sides of that, that you can get better and that you can move on from those things too.
And
Mm,
maybe I was just normal too. Like we went to the cottage, like we did those little things.
Yeah.
I still made sure we had some kind of normalcy. But going to the cottage, I would come back and sleep for 2 days, right? And there was good days and bad days. I always made sure I still worked a little bit. So I would have an appointment here and there, but I didn't seek new business. I didn't seek new friendship. I just drifted to the
Yeah.
best that I could, and I did the
yeah.
little minimal. I even had a cleaner come at that point. I hired a cleaner to do my cleaning.
Mhm.
And it's super stupid, but you're like literally home all day and you're watching your cleaner clean. But I could not. If I did that, I would not be able to function the next day. So it was
Yeah.
Mm.
kind of recognize those things. It
Well,
was,
you knew what you needed then, right? Like you knew like that was the kind of help you needed. And you're like there is no shame in that, like knowing that type of help that you needed to like make things still be somewhat okay.
just like I said, I didn't rotate I didn't rotate my pantry and I did not deep clean my deep freeze. And that's okay. That's just things you do when you're feeling good. But I
Yeah.
think I'm just so blessed that I was able to keep my business afloat. I was able to I've worked so hard that I was literally able to take that time off, to cut my income in half, to do all those things and still be okay. So I'm so grateful that I was able to come out of it with very little damage.
Yeah.
And I'm just
What a
grateful.
blessing.
Yeah, I'm grateful because not many people first of all, I'm self-employed, so I don't have any income unless I work. But I'm very blessed that it happened to me because it makes me more humble as a person. Because I remember being little me in 20, I was like, 20, 25, being like, people with mental health are weak. I've been such a bitch about it too, because I did not know, because I was invincible. I was so strong, right?
Right.
To judge people being like, ugh, they think they're tired. They only have one kid. Like, who am I to judge how they feel and how they feel overwhelmed? So to me, this happening to me was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me because I'm more humble than I've been.
It makes you more compassionate for sure for other
Yes, and
people.
then
Yeah.
empath, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
not like, how are you? I'm just like, how's your energy today?
Yeah.
So, how many sales
So
do you make? It's like you just think differently.
so that being said, like you have that new outlook and you have that new compassion. So if somebody came to you today and you've gone through that and you're on the other side of it and someone said like, I'm going through a burnout, like what would be your advice if you could go back in time and give yourself advice, or if somebody new came to you and said that, like what would you tell them?
What can you shut down? Kind of like the piston of a car. Like, what can you shut down?
Mm,
Really shut down or leverage in order for you to rest. And there's different kind of rest too. And I think like you can feel burnt out, and there's also a burnout where it's out of your control. I don't think there's any medication. I don't think there's a coffee that can fix it. It's
right.
literally your nervous system shutting
Mm,
down, whether it's
mhm.
something that happens often, but it's like once you get a cold sore, you're more prone to getting it back, kind of idea.
Right.
Where with a
Mhm.
burnout, you will never, once you experience it once, I really do believe that could most likely happen again. So then you have to play the green, red light, kind of like boop, boop, boop. How do I feel? And self-evaluate where you're at. And I really, really think I'm not a psychologist and I don't do stats, but I could probably say 80% of us are probably in that fog mode right now, or
Mm,
trying to navigate it. How can you not? How can
yeah.
people not right now? And it's very fun. Anyways, I like to share my story in the sense when I'm out of it, not when I'm in it, because that's never good. Um, because people do feel a safe space and tell me saying I'm not okay. I'm separating. I'm trying to, can you help me with that? And I'm like, if I can suffer to help three people, then cool.
Mm,
Because it's shameful. It's shameful. It shouldn't be, but people feel like that too.
mm. And you're right. So I experienced a burnout in 20, when was this? 2016 or 2014, I think. And it's exactly what you described. Like it's so frustrating because doing the most simple task will take you down for an entire day. And then to your point, yes, it can come back, but yes, you're also very much aware of the feelings before you get to that point again. But like so many times, especially around a certain period of the year, I feel it creeping in. Like my body's telling me that, like, oh, it's time to slow down a bit. Like you're starting to feel off. Um,
Mm,
Even in
it's
the
such
month
a,
too. I'm reading a really good book and I'll share it with you guys too. It's a really, really cool book so far. It's Moody Bitches. And it talks about the hormones and it talks about like the cycle that you go month per month. And it can happen like that for season, which is super funny because I have a life coach and my goal for December is to create a winter care package. And in that, there's going to be the vitamin that you can get at East ND or any natural path, some nice teas. As the winter blues come, it's something that I'll look forward to really utilize in that sense. And I think
mm.
you have to do that, or you can do a summer basket, right? Where you can actually create a bucket list, and it's something to kind of keep you accountable with your goals. And I think, I mean, winter blues are a thing. Seasonal depression is a thing. I mean, hello, it's
Totally.
really dark right now, and it's it's 11 in the morning. So it's to create those rest days. I love to start my night routine earlier, around 7:30.
Mhm.
The kids are older now, but it's to create that safe space to rest, even if you don't sleep, right?
Yeah.
To know your body. I'm a morning person, so I'm useless at night, and that's okay. I accept that. So any hard task I start my day with, and it's just to respect your limits and
mm,
to set those boundaries with you. Like this is enough.
So
Like
when you're going through that, like you said, like you can feel it, like once you go through that, you know that you have to navigate it and you can tell when it might be coming back up. Like what are the things, so you describe like what you do and how you know yourself, but like is there something that you are like quick to let go of, that you're like, okay, I can't do that anymore, or I can't take that on, like you have something that you immediately say, okay, I can't do that right now while I'm going through this. I'll reconvene with that later. Is there something, is it like, television, social media, going out with friends? Like, is there something that you're like, hey, that's a boundary for right now until I'm feeling in a better place?
mm,
the first thing that actually took the hit was my board of directors. I'm on a ton of I'm on a ton of boards. Are you surprised? And that was the first thing to go. So I did step down from some big roles in real estate, and that's totally okay too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've s- that was a big one, actually, not attending meetings because generally speaking, they take, or you can't even be prepared. I actually do have a master list of all the things I do, and coming into a next season, I will have some in yellow that I will not renew and I will have to finish my term. I mean, in that sense. But at that point, I pulled the plug. Like I could have been here, but I was not even listening. I've leveraged out hockey. That's a big one too. So generally speaking, 99% of the time I attend hockey. I'm not in charge of the equipment. I'm not in charge of registration.
Mm.
I'm just a mother, and that's okay. I'm very
Yeah.
okay with that. But then I went and I'm on the board of directors of Moncton Minor Hockey. Like, why did I do that, right? So that will be something. Sorry, guys, if you're listening, I will probably not be renewing because it's not a strength. I can consult, I can do a lot of things, but
Mhm.
coordinating Excel sheets is not, I pay an admin for that. So that will be my
Mm.
first thing to go next season because it's just not
Yeah.
something that I'm good at. It takes me longer. Legit, I pay someone to do that for my business. So why would I do it for someone else?
Right.
Just to know your strength and to let go of those things. Another great example would be I'm very okay. Like I will ask my dad to pick me up the I call it the big threes. Paper towel, toilet paper, and Kleenex. Like those are the three things that I leverage out to my dad because he loves to go to Costco. I
I
don't.
love that.
Love it.
So those are the
Yeah.
little things that I'm okay with. And there's no shame in that. My dad likes to shop, and that's his love language to us. He likes to bring stuff to us. When it comes to car maintenance, my partner does all of my car maintenance. He picks it up, drops it off. Detailing is my brother. Like I just leverage out those little things that sound
Yeah.
stupid, but it's the little things out of
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes up brain space, right? Like it's, there's a mental load there that if you can get, have someone else take it over, then it's just one less thing for you to think about.
And now that I moved from a 75-acre farm, which legit, by the time I was done cutting the lawn, I had to start again. I have landscaper and I have a snow removal company. Boom, boom.
I,
So I don't have to worry about that. Before I had the tractor and I had to do it or find someone that could do it. No.
Mm.
And I don't have childcare. That's something that's really, really cool. So I have 5 kids, never had childcare. My kid last year, we did preschool during my burnout. That was a big one for me, actually. So my youngest went to preschool half days during my revamping stage, and that was
Mhm.
huge. My parents would drive to Salisbury to pick up the kids for school and drop them off often, and my mom would be in charge of the pickup unless I could. Like, how
Mm,
powerful is that, right? And I that gave me the independence to not depend on her, and her energy. I just love her so much, and it kind of gave her the ability to detach a bit from my pain. That was a huge one. So childcare would be one.
amazing.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. I know we're almost at time, but I do have one last question, and maybe Paula, if you have one last, we
Yep.
can do that.
Yep.
You are big on morning routines. You get up around 5 every morning. Like, tell me why you're doing it, and obviously, you're probably up before everybody else in the house, right? So tell me what it does to you to be the first person up because honestly, it's a dream of mine to be that person and I will do it eventually. I just want to hear like what it does to your
Inspire me.
soul.
So in 2016, it's so funny. In 2016, and I'll try to do that really quick, but it's a very fun. I was never a morning person because I had so many kids. So I had 2 kids. I had my son at 22, and then I had 2 kids under a year. So they're Irish twins. And then I had 3 under 3. So I did not sleep for a very long time. So why the hell would I wake up earlier than needed? Right.
Hmm.
And in
That's kind of how I feel right now, but
But that's not how your brain works for me anyways. So I've always been a night owl. Like I would actually work mostly during nighttime. I've used to bartend. In law school, I would work all throughout the night. But then you don't have control. I have no control over when they wake up over the nighttime. The only thing
Hmm.
I could do is go to bed at 9. And with time, between 9 and 11, I could probably nap between 9 and 1 and be good for the day. That's when I get my peak purposeful or I guess my best sleep. And I know that about myself. I had insomnia while pregnant, so I would be literally up between 2 and 4 every morning, bad, like weird shit I did during the night. But that's just part of it. But I knew I had to be up in bed early.
yeah.
Miracle Morning changed everything. A coworker of mine, she was like, "You need to wake up early." And I'm like, "You don't have kids. Like, don't tell me when to wake." She was right. Like, she was right. So, if you want to start the Miracle Morning for kids is really good too. And then one of my big pointers in that is that by waking up earlier, you get to welcome your kids down the stairs. Like
Mm.
story. And that was very powerful to me. There's nothing worse than to be woken up by a barking dog or a screaming kid. Like, yuck. I have so much energy that I need to actually center myself. So I'll wake up, start my coffee, put the dog out, clean what needs to get kind of like, and then I sit and read. I'll be really honest, I'd love to get better at it, but for now, since my burnout, that's enough. To
Yeah.
actually sit
Mhm.
down and read is enough for me because I went for very long time without having the ability to read.
Mhm.
And you don't know, maybe some will wake up at 6, 6:30, 7, and maybe sometimes I'll have to shake some to go to school. I never know what I get. It's like a party mix at my house. You never know who's going to be grumpy, who's going to be in a good mood. You don't. So
Yeah.
why don't I create a
So funny.
space where I, generally speaking, am neutral?
Mm.
The only way I can do that is by regulating my hormones and my energy by being awake. Because quite honestly, when you're half asleep, there's no control. Like you can't control how you snap. You can't control, you can't even think. So I need about 45 minutes minimum. If I
Mhm.
sleep in, I pay for it. So there's no
Mm.
Yeah.
advantage to sleeping in ever. So you wake up because you look forward to it. And I kind of look forward to my quiet time because it's the only time that no one bothers me. And in a perfect world, I usually work. If I wake up at 5:30, I can usually like squeeze in 30 minutes of work. So I'll do all of my emails, all of my send out. So by the time they get to work, all of my work has been passed on to someone else. I have no obligation to reply until I get back to my computer. All of
Mhm.
bills are paid. Everything that has to be sent out to the universe would generally be done before the kids wake up. What a powerful way. I could literally go to bed and my day's done by 8. And that's something that's very important to me because I don't know who's going to be sick. I don't know
Yeah.
who's going to be grumpy. I don't know who I'm going to have to pick up or go back to get their lunch. So that is the only way. The only thing I can control is my morning. The rest
Yeah.
is
Mm. I
I can
love
relate to
that.
that. I don't wake up at 5, but I do make sure to wake up before my kids. And it is a game changer. I'll give you that for sure. Like I feel like I'm taking on the day versus like the day happening to me. You know what I mean?
oh,
Like it just changes things for sure. I definitely relate to your reading as well. Like I'm such an avid reader, and like that would be such a sign for me as well. If you're the inability to read would be a major thing for me to be like something's happening. Like it's my go-to always, so I can so relate.
ah, yeah.
Um, I have one more question, if that's okay. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a big one, but you're in the membership, you know that we're talking a lot about 2026 and like what that looks like and who we want to be in 2026 and all those things. Like, so if you're looking ahead, this next chapter for Carolyn, you've gone through so much, you've overcome so much. You seem like you're in such a good place right now. And I know like everyone else and every other mom, like you probably have your good days, have your not so great days, like obviously. But what are you excited for in your new chapter? What are you looking forward to in 2026? And is there something that you're thinking might be a little bit scary or something else that you're feeling like it's going to be a challenge? I'm going to need to overcome it, but you can do it.
It's so funny because I was actually thinking about that. I had no clue where was going to go. So obviously I had a conversation with you girls for the last 2 weeks. I'm like, where is it going to go?
Yeah.
So 2020, okay, we're 2025, 2026 is going to
Hmm.
look really fun. We're going to be traveling. I'm like talking as if it's happening because that's the only way that visualization actually works.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Which we are doing our first family trip on a small plane ride. So I'm bringing 4 of the kids to Ottawa to go watch an NHL game. Pray for me.
Oh.
I will be traveling for myself. I just negotiated a trip to Vancouver for work. I will be starting a great role in my real estate gig. So I will be, stay tuned. I will be doing big, big, big moves in real estate. I will be giving a lot. I'm starting to coach with LMI, so I am a facilitator with them too. So my 2026 is going to look like a lot of fun. Like I don't work.
I
Yeah.
Like I don't
I
work.
love that for you.
Yeah, I also own a staging company, so I think that's something that I love to do too. But I really see if you could say it's just going to be fresh start. It's going to be a lot of fresh start that comes with anxiety and excitement. But if you think anxiety is just 1 degree different from excitement, so if you can just say like I'm anxious, no, girl, you're actually excited. It's just the mindset of like flipping the switch a bit to the positive side.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but
I love
lots of
that.
trips. I see lots of
Mhm.
trips, and it's gonna be great. Maybe investment properties. Stay tuned. God knows. You guys could turn around and I'll go and do something weird. But I'm very, very excited for all the things that are reachable now. And
Hmm.
I'm happy for you girls. I'm really happy to talk and see some very like-minded. I see a lot of me and you girls, and it's great to not lead. It's great to be led. So I really appreciate what you're doing to us, for us.
Oh,
I
thank
love
you
that.
so much. And
Well,
I do agree that we have a very similar mindset. I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
You need to
excited
give
for
me a
your
bit more of your
2026.
energy.
I have to give you my energy. Well, you know what? Come to rowing. That's something that's huge. I row a couple times a week. I try to yoga a couple times a week. I work out. I walk to the kids to school. So I think being active is a very big um, energy booster for me. If I don't move,
Mm.
if my house is too clean, check on me. I'm absolutely anxious. So if my house is like semi-messy and I have 3 sets of gym bag in my car, it means I had a good week. It means I was.
Ooh, that's
I
good.
love that. Well,
Yeah,
I'm excited for your 2026. I think you're gonna like just your energy. Like, I think you're gonna accomplish a lot. I feel like you're
yeah.
gonna accomplish more in like a month than most people will in a year. Like I have, yeah, I think you're gonna do a lot in 2026. I'm excited for you.
Hope so, and that's okay. Yeah, and I want to do it more silently, and I think that's where I'm at in my journey in work. That is not about me anymore, like my accomplishment and what I do and my sales. Like who freaking cares, right? It's within. So I'm very, very happy to guide other people and to really make sure that people can have the support and the safe space to grow in their business. So I'm super pumped about that.
Yeah, you're
I
kind of
love
giving
that.
back more now, it seems. Like you're, like it's more about turning around and like helping the people behind you. It seems like you're kind of gone through that journey of like getting ahead yourself, and now you seem like you're
Coast.
ready
Yeah,
to
I'm
give that
coasting.
back.
Yeah, no, I'm coasting too. This is great. I'm super happy. I had no clue what I was expecting or what was expected of me, but it was a really good conversation, girls.
Yeah, no, thank you for being so open and sharing your journey. You're amazing, and I think this is going to help so many women. So I'm really, really happy that we had this discussion.
Yay. Okay, perfect. If there's anyone, it's
Yay!
the thing, if anyone reaches out to you, I'm always great for mentorship. If anyone just wants to have a sounding board, everyone knows the answers. Just sometimes they want someone, sometimes they don't want to talk to someone they know. Family member,
Totally.
friends is
Oh,
a
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm always here. Find me on my social media. I don't have Instagram or just show up at my house there, Google me. Find me, I'll be around. And
That was my next question. Where's the best place to find you on Facebook?
Facebook is the only one, quite honestly. I like go to Instagram and I'm really present online. And yeah, it's just if you see me, say hi.
Yeah, I love that.
I get that all the time. Hi, Caroline. I'm like, I don't know you, but in my head, I was like, hey, whatever. I'll get to know you. I'm sure you
Yeah, exactly.
anyway.
I'm sure after people hear this, you're gonna have people reaching out for
Yeah,
sure.
Oh, I hope. Okay, well, we'll
yeah.
talk soon. And if there's anything, just give me a shout, you girls too, okay?
Awesome. Thanks,
Okay,
Carolyn.
thank you so much. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.